that's my tongue. Super small. Not very long. And it is pierced, which is what we'll be talking about today. My tongue piercing. I got it pierced in the beginning of September, I believe. I had gotten to college and... oh, my septum is crooked. What a surprise. So I had gotten to college, and when you go to college, they give you this really nifty book of just coupons. Like, it is a super fat book just filled with nothing but coupons for things around you because you go to their school and you live in this town. So that might be a really dumb reason to get a piercing, but I am poor, so I had been wanting to get my tongue pierced. Again, it is so crooked. I rinsed my mouth out with either hydrogen peroxide or alcohol-free mouthwash. I kind of forget which. Just quickly switched it around my mouth, and then the fun part came where I just stuck my tongue out for like 2 minutes, and I drooled everywhere. And my tongue got really dry after a while. Pain probably was definitely lower than my septum, but a little bit higher than my smileys. So extremely easy, very fast. It's definitely like a no sweat kind of piercing. You will be fine. She clamped my tongue, and first she marked it with some dye using a toothpick. And I liked the placement, so I was like, yeah, go for it. So she clamped my tongue, and it kind of hurts. It actually hurt more than the actual piercing, but you know, tongue is slippery and you want to make sure that it isn't like sliding all over the place. So I understand. So she like flipped the clamps up, and then she did the piercing, and she went bottom up. My tongue is pierced at, I want to say either a 14 or a 16 gauge. I'm not totally positive. I think 14. Yeah, I think it's a 14 gauge. So when she was done the piercing, she put in the jewelry, and you know, it was done, and she gave me a list of what I should be doing for cleaning, and then also told me what I should be eating and not be eating. If your piercer does not tell you this, ask them. It's extremely helpful because there are some things that you would not believe that you shouldn't be eating, and it's ridiculous. With swelling was pretty bad. I was extremely lispy. My tongue was extremely swollen, and that's why they give you such a crazy long bar, like redonkulously long bar when you get your tongue pierced, because your tongue is gonna swell to unbelievable fatness. Like, I didn't think my tongue was gonna swell that much. The first day I was just lisping and drooling everywhere. So it goes down, don't worry, it's not like that forever. With what she told me to eat or not eat, I wasn't supposed to eat spicy food because for obvious reasons you have an open wound in your mouth and that hurts. Something I didn't know I wasn't supposed to drink, which is okay because I wasn't gonna drink it anyways, was beer. It can give you a yeast infection in your tongue, which is just really gross sounding, and I don't think anybody wants to be sporting a yeast infection in their tongue. So stay away from beer. And then she also told me to rinse my mouth out with alcohol-free mouthwash or sea salt water after I ate or drank anything that was in water, and if I smoked, which I don't, but after you smoke you want to also make sure to clean your piercing. And things about healing that you should keep in mind. One, like I said, the bar is going to be extremely long, and that's really helpful while your tongue is swollen, but once your tongue isn't swollen anymore, you really need to keep in mind of being careful when you eat, because you can just clamp right down on that metal bar and it can crack your teeth, and you have to be careful that you don't do that. The first time it happened to me, I was like, holy crap, that hurts so badly. But once you are able to switch your bar, which I would recommend doing immediately, like as soon as you're able to switch it, because it really saves, it'll save your teeth. So some other things about healing, I recommend eating ice or Slurpee or ice cream. It really helps with swelling. And you know, your tongue is definitely sore. It's like if you bit your tongue just 10 times harder, with like the after effects of it, it's definitely sore, but sore. You just pop in something cold and it really helps. Don't make out with your boyfriends or your girlfriends or your whatever friends, because the saliva can cause an infection in your mouth, which is never cute, so keep that in mind as well. So life with the actual piercing is super easy. Like I said, my tongue ring is smaller now because it's been healed and I've switched my bar, and I have The metal bars. If you're having problems with biting on the jewelry, switch to acrylic. It's so much more helpful. It's a lot softer, but you have to keep in mind that acrylic is gonna get more bacteria in it, so you want to switch those out a lot more than you would with like your metal jewelry. The piercing is extremely easy to have. You know, a lot of people don't even realize they have it, which I do, but it's kind of hidden in my mouth. Things I wish I'd known before I got in the piercing: 1, how much it's gonna swell, because it's gonna swell ridiculous amounts. 2, kind of wish I'd gone in knowing about that yeast thing if you drink beer, but I'm glad you told me. And 3, you are gonna be ridiculously drooly for the first few days. Just expect it. Your tongue is so swollen that like it can't fit in your mouth fully, and it like pushes saliva out. And I know that sounds really gross, but hey, if you want this piercing, know about it. Don't plan a first date when you've just gotten your tongue pierced. You know, don't go to some fancy restaurant or event, because you will just drool all over yourself and your hair and your clothes. Just kidding, it's not that bad, but you are pretty dang drooly, so I'd keep that in mind. Stick to people who love you and won't judge you too much, which hopefully you're already with those people anyways. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. I will try to answer those, or I will answer those. And stay tuned for my next video. I hope you had a great day and continue to have a great day, and bye.